Hi, my topic for today's presentation is titled The Reversal of Social Networking Sites Addiction, or SNS Addiction. The paper I'm presenting today is titled A New Method to Measure and Decrease the Online Social Networking Addiction by Massa and Amadi. Have you ever felt so out of control when it comes to Facebook usage, where you've just been on there for 2-3 hours and before you know it, you've spent half a day on social media? Well, this form of excessive and compulsive social networking can be termed as an addiction. There was about 4.2 billion social media users as of 2016. It has also been classified as a non-chemical behavior addiction recently. It has similarities with other chemical addictions such as drug addiction and pathological addictions such as gambling due to the neural activity and the release of dopamine. It's based on operant conditioning, which rewards certain behaviors and reinforces it, while punishing behaviors that it seeks to reduce. Now, the instant gratification of constant likes, reshares, popularity, fame, etc. cause reinforcing, rewarding behavior, which releases dopamine that keeps people coming back for more. There's several negative consequences, but we will address 7 of these and how a mobile app that was designed will actually help in the reduction of the level of social networking addiction and reduction of time spent online, reduction of depression, anxiety, cognitive failure levels, and an increase in sleep quality and overall life satisfaction. Now, the rationale for this research is the fact that the amount of research has not kept pace with the issues, the magnitude of the issues with this addiction. It is hypothesized that the design mobile application can reduce the level of online social networking addiction, reduce time spent online, increase cognitive abilities, increase the overall life satisfaction, increase sleep quality, reduce depression, anxiety, and other associated issues. Now, the participants that were selected were 200 students randomly selected from Urmia University of Technology within the ages of 18 to 30. The gender ratio over there, 100 people were randomly assigned to the intervention group and 100 to the control group. Data was collected after and before the treatment. Now, this is a flow chart of exactly how the mobile app worked. So the 100 participants in the intervention group were sent this app. The initial phase informed the participants about the negative consequences of social media. It then got them to answer 6 questionnaires, after which they were asked to select certain favorite activities to replace social media. They were then asked to select social networking apps on their phone that they wanted to limit usage of. They were also asked to select rules such as never, sometimes, specific times a day. So they could select whether the app was meant to be fully blocked off or whether it could be used at certain times, certain days. So for example, if I wanted to block my Facebook app and I use the rule never, go back to use Facebook after a day or two, it would block the selected app, it would block Facebook, and it would suggest an alternative activity. It would then send you a reminder after 2 weeks of this experiment to answer the questionnaires, the 6 questionnaires again, to measure where you're at. Now, these are the different indices and different scales used to measure the 7 aspects. Online social networking usage and the addiction is measured through this scale, the 7-dimensional online social networking addiction scale. Now, in terms of the results, it was a bit varied. Their results weren't as clear. The description of what this wasn't very clear, besides the fact that it suggests whether it was normally distributed or not. So that is some critical evaluation there. But in terms of the actual mean scores, you can see a significant decrease from 85.37 to 65.83 when it comes to online social networking addiction. So this hypothesis was accepted. With cognitive failure, there was no clear significant results established. So that hypothesis was rejected. And with time spent online, there is a significant reduction from 39 to 29, depression reduced from 48 to 42, anxiety from 48 to 43, sleep quality says reduced from 47 to 37, but that again could be an error. It's a bit inconsistent because sleep quality should technically be increasing. So there is a bit of an inconsistency there. With life satisfaction, there is a significant increase from 36 to about 54. Now, again, this wasn't very clear. There was no comparison data to compare these results with. So that's feedback for the report. Now, you can just see that the maximum usage was within 2 to 4 hours, with 43% of the population using that. Now, in terms of limitations, there's only a 2-week testing period, which is too short. The cultural context could be increased as well. In terms of the strengths, apps such as screen time monitoring that you find on the current mobile phones have used this particular technology. That also uses choice theory and reality therapy, which are effective for self-management. Choice theory puts the onus back onto the user, causing the user to take responsibility for their actions, and also uses principles of time management. So in terms of the actual future direction, greater cultural context, replacement therapies could be researched further, warnings implemented similar to warnings on cigarette packets. Helplines could be established, just like helplines for gamblers. Further research on simple steps to self-manage, such as stopping notifications for certain apps, deleting certain apps on smartphones, while measuring whether there was more usage of Facebook on smartphones or on laptops and computers. Further research could be carried out in those areas.